have to deal with these feelings. Shawty hate it, but she know that. Shawty hate it, but she know, baby.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. I'm Shamana, and in today's video, we're gonna be talking about accepting change. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I know for me personally, accepting change was something very hard for me simply because I'm a creature of habit. Now, if I've been doing something consistently for a while, like I like things to have their place, I like people to have their places, that's just me. Change would come about, it would just throw me off course. Okay, for so long, I've been doing things this way, or I've been handling things this way. I was a true definition of a person stuck in their ways. When it came down to it, it would be like, that's just how I am. Like, that was literally my excuse. That's just how I am. It is what it is. And that's not really a healthy way to be, simply because sometimes there's gonna be a point in time where you're going to have to change. You're going to have to shift. You're gonna have to adapt and adjust to your environment, the things you're dealing with at the moment, situations, all types of things. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about accepting change, because I had to learn that there are gonna be multiple times in life where you're not gonna have the ability to prepare yourself for change. Like, sometimes it's instant, it's a snap of a finger, so you have to adapt quickly. And it wasn't that hard because naturally I am a problem solver, so if a problem comes about, I know how to think quick, I know how to adjust. But it was my personal habit. Like, I do things a certain type of way, I put things in order a certain type of way. It's just how my brain will function. And I had to learn that with life, it's gonna throw you for a loop multiple times in your life, actually on a regular basis, if I'm being for real, and you're going to have to adjust right in that moment. But I also learned that when you're praying or you're asking God or the universe for something, you're going to have to adapt and adjust to that thing, because majority of the time what you're asking for is something new, and for new things to come about, old things have to be removed. So in order for those old things to be removed, you have to be able to release them instead of trying to hold on tight to them and take them with you, because those old things, they stemmed from old habits. They were built off of old foundations, so they're not going to be able to come with you or stay while the new thing is coming. Because one thing about God, one thing about the universe, when your life seems chaotic and you're losing and things go missing, people go missing, and everything's dropping like flies, that's when something new is coming. So in order to prepare yourself for those things, you have to be willing to let things go and accept the change that comes. You need to be able to adapt when it gets there as well. I would more say prepare. So if everything is chaotic and you're losing a lot of things, I learned to pick up better habit, or just continue good habits that you've already been doing, and that'll allow the new things to come in with ease. I'd say focus on being ready to adapt and change, and just accept the change as it comes, instead of constantly dwelling on how things used to be, how people used to treat you, or how you used to feel, because it's all past tense and it cannot go with the new things. You have to leave all those past feelings, all those past emotions, all those past thoughts, all those past habits in the past with the old, because with the new, you want new energy, you want new habits, you want new opportunities. That's why the new is coming in. So a lot of times you're gonna have to let go of how you thought things were supposed to be, of how you thought things were gonna be. You're gonna have to release all those things in order to be able to enjoy and appreciate the new. So sometimes we just get caught up with what we're losing. It's like, oh, I had this, or oh, I had this, or I was supposed to be here. We get so caught up on what we feel like we lost instead of what actually can be replaced. You know, like, you never know what can come in place of something or someone. That's a word. You never know what can come in place of something or someone. If you're so caught up on that thing and losing whatever it is, you won't be able to appreciate or hop on something that could possibly be coming in. Because one thing I learned, anything that is lost will be given back tenfold. Like, whatever you lose or whatever you think you lose, lose, you're gonna get back tenfold. It's gonna be so much better. The outcome is gonna be so much better. The things you receive is gonna be so much better. Everything is going to be and feel better. So instead of getting so hung up on what you used to have or where you used to be or how things could have been, think of all the space that's being left where that old used to be. You can only imagine how big and how much better things are gonna get. So that's why I wanted to talk about accepting change today, because I learned that every opportunity happens in a second. Like, you have a split second to make a decision, make a choice, jump on an opportunity. And if you don't, it can just leave that quick. And in the end, you don't want to be regretting, oh, I should have just hopped on it quicker. I shouldn't have waited so long. I should have did this. I should have did that. When all you had to do was adapt, accept the change, instead of focusing on, well, will I be able to do this? Will this work? And all these doubts, all these questions. Shit, figure that shit out when you get there. That's my mood for forever. Like, I'll figure it out when I get there. No more holding myself back from, well, how is this gonna work? And how is this gonna, and what if, and did it, and figure it out when you get there. That's next week's problem. Like, not saying to not be proactive, because you want to stay ahead, because when you're not proactive, that's when things cause problems. But I'm also saying, don't psych yourself out of something, out of an opportunity that can help you in the end or get you to where you want to be in the end, simply because you're so terrified. You're just functioning off of fear of what could go wrong instead of all the things that could go right. Everything could be perfect. Everything could go great. Everything could be so amazing, and you're over here caught up on the what ifs, and then you want to focus on other people's grass, and it's like, well, guess what, they took a leap of faith off of the what if. So hop on board, get with the times. We don't get yesterday back. We don't. Yesterday was yesterday. Yesterday's problems were yesterday's problems. Let it go. Don't get so hung up on how things were yesterday, what happened yesterday. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. It's a new life, and enjoy it. Use it to your advantage. You woke up this morning. Somebody somewhere did not wake up this morning, so you're already living. You breathing is a blessing in itself, so why not make the most of it? So yes, accept the change, adapt, and move forward. Just let it go. Just let it all go. It's not worth the wait. And I don't mean wait as in time. I mean weight on your shoulders. It's not worth the wait. Free yourself and continue to blossom, continue to flow, continue to be the person you want to be instead of who you thought you should be or how you thought you should be, or what people expect of you. That's not your problem. That is not your weight to carry. That's what I wanted to talk about today. Just accepting change, and to stop looking at it in such a negative light, because a lot of times change is for the better. You can't take old versions of you to new places, old versions of you into new opportunities. Sometimes that version of you can't handle the opportunity you're about to get. So you have to let versions of you die or go and release them. Release thoughts and ideas that were so limiting and small about yourself and about others and about things, because that will keep you in a space where you can't move forward, where you can't get to a better place, where you can't reach better opportunities because you're so focused on how things made you feel in the past. Let it go. That's the past for a reason. It no longer exists. It's just a memory. You're the one keeping it alive. You're the one keeping it alive. It no longer exists. Live in the present, live in the now. And when you live in the now, you start to open up your mind and your perspective. You start to realize how many opportunities you're actually living in. The fact that you woke up, the fact that you're healthy, the fact that you're 100% functioning and all your limbs and all your muscles, everything's working properly. Hopefully. If it's not, I pray for you. But just the ability to do things, to be able to wake up and breathe on your own is a blessing. So why let that go to waste being depressed and sad about something you can't change? There's no point. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of time. So when it comes to changing, or when it comes to changes, just accept them, just adapt to them. Because one thing I learned in this life is when chaos happens, change is coming. And when change comes, you need to adjust, you need to adapt. It's time to shift, it's time to move. One thing that Steve Harvey said that always stuck with me was, quit whining because you in the process. Stuck in my head simply because I understood what he meant. It's like a lot of times we're so busy complaining and crying and whining and stressing and worrying about all the things we're going through when it's a process. You pray for something, you ask for something, you want something, it's things that you desire. It's going to take some changes, it's going to take some adaptation, it's going to take some pressure. How are diamonds made, baby? With pressure. It's going to take some pressure. If life was meant to be easy, would we really call it life? Would it really be life? To me, life is always hard. Life is always gonna be hard, but you choose your hard. You can either let life be hard and you not do shit, or you can let life be hard and go harder. Build that strength, build that agility, build that endurance, build that resilience, because that's what it's gonna take to get through the changes. It's gonna take hopping outside yourself. It's gonna take being uncomfortable constantly uncomfortable. You're never supposed to be comfortable. You might as well get comfortable with the uncomfortable, because that's what it's gonna take. It's gonna take constantly doing things that you might not be ready to do, but this is the only opportunity you got to do it, so do it anyway. That's what it's gonna take. It's gonna take jumping on something and adjusting to get to where you're going. And that's just the word, you know? That's just something I wanted to discuss today. But that's what I wanted to talk about today. Just change, adapting to change, accepting change. Because one thing I learned, no matter what you're working towards, no matter what you're going after in life, it is going to change you. You are not going to be the same as you were when you first started, no matter what it is you're starting. No matter what it is, whether it's school, whether it's a skill, whether it's a job, whether you're in your career, whether it's content, whether it's just you learning about yourself at the beginning of something, anything, all of it, you will not be the same. You will not be the same as the person you are when you first started to the time you get to your goal, or even mid-goal. Even mid-goal, you're not going to be the same person. So you might as well do it scared. Do it with fear. Because honestly, the more you face your fears every day, the more fearless you become. You'll get to the point where fear is no longer driving you. It's no longer limiting you. It's no longer keeping you stuck in any way, shape, or form simply because you thought it would be easier, or you didn't start something because you were afraid. Fear is it's mental. It's all in your mind. It's not real. It doesn't exist, because all you're afraid of you're afraid of possibilities. Everything in life is a possibility. Anything can happen the moment you step out your house. Shit, anything can happen in your house. Anything can happen at any given moment. So why allow fear to hold you stuck in a place where maybe you don't want to be, but you're afraid to go try something else? You're afraid to go do something else because you don't know. Don't be afraid to be a beginner in anything. You have to start somewhere. Everything starts with a beginning. Everything. A book, a place, a building, an invention, an idea. It has to start somewhere. There's always a beginning. So don't be afraid of being a starter, because on the other side of that is success. On the other side of conquering your fears and enduring pain and hurt and things in life and loss and failure, enduring those things, on the other side of that is success. To me, it's worth the cost. I'd rather cash in my fear than be trying to cash in regrets. That's depressing. Every time I think about it, like just being in my 40s, being in my 50s, and just living with so much regret, it motivates me every single day, because I don't want to live with regret. So if that means I have to accept all the change in the world, so I'm not regretting anything in the future, then so be it. If that means every day I gotta do something different, I gotta try something different, if I'm constantly unlocking fears every single day, what is left to be afraid of? And then I'm not afraid. If I'm not afraid, there's nothing to fear. And if there's nothing to fear, I'm free. And that's how I look at it, as fear holds you in this place where I can't do this, I won't do this, I'm not gonna do this. And for me, my biggest fear is regret. So it's like, if that's my biggest fear, what else can I be afraid of? Nothing. If I'm afraid of regret, that means I'm willing to take anything on. So I don't and I won't be regretful. We're human. Fear exists. Are there going to be times where you're nervous and you got a pit in your stomach and you don't know how something's going to turn out? Of course, we're human. That's normal. But should you allow it to keep you stuck and keep you from trying? No. If anything, you should let it fuel you, because guess what? It's temporary. I promise. Once you do the thing, it goes away. And then you'll sit there and be like, why was I afraid? What was I afraid of? I have no idea. So just adapt, change, grow. Get to the point where you're ready to shift at any moment, simply because you know that on the other side of that is greatness. Because it is. That's why I keep saying, like, we are all in our own way. It's the thoughts. It's the thoughts. It's what you tell yourself every single day that keeps you where you are. So stop telling yourself you're afraid. Stop telling yourself you can't. Stop telling yourself you don't have time, because those are all lies and excuses that you've made in giving yourself. Accept change. Once you accept change, everything else will flow, because when you're resisting and fighting against the change, you're only prolonging something that's inevitable. And you can't stop the change. Change is not going anywhere. Change is a part of life. The more you try to resist and fight against the change, the harder life is going to be for you. So just let go and let God and just be free. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. I know a lot of people say they go with the flow and it is what it is and all these things, but let's be honest. If you went with the flow, there would be no restrictions. You should have resilience, but it would be no resistance. None whatsoever. Everything would just be gone. Everything will flow to you because you're not resisting. You're not afraid. Fear stems from within. It's something you created in your mind to convince you that if you're afraid of something, you'll be safe. Newsflash, you're never safe. This world is not safe. Nothing about this shit is safe. The cars we drive, not safe. The planes we get, not safe. Buses, trains, public transportation, driving by yourself independently, everything. Nothing is safe. Uber, taxi, Lyft, nothing. Walking, hiking, climbing, jogging, nothing is safe. No one is ever truly safe in this world. So why allow fear to stop? Life is life. You might as well live it up while you can and keep it pushing. We get one life in every single day. So what are you gonna do with your day? How are you gonna allow your day to make you feel? Are you controlling your day, or is your day controlling you? Okay. But yes, that's what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to talk about just adapting and adjusting and accepting change. It's all around you. It happens so fast. And there will be times where it's hard to let go of what you're used to and your habits, but you'll have to. It's gonna come to a point where you have to choose. Everything is a choice in life. Every single thing is a choice. So you'll have to choose whether letting go of your old self, old habits, and old things is worth more than new things, new opportunities, and a new life. You'll have to choose. And the moment you choose is whether you go to the next level and continue to grow, or you stay stuck and stay stagnant, because a lot of people stay stuck and stay stagnant because they don't want to choose, or they did choose and the change costs too much, and to them not changing costs less. To them it was worth it. But instead of the change, which is the investment, you got to invest something. Time, energy, money, everything is an investment no matter what it is. So you have to choose what you're going to invest in, and is it really worth the cost? That's all for today, guys. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I'll see you guys next week. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with your friends, family, and everyone in between. And don't forget to follow me on my social medias. I'll be linked in the description box below. And I'll see you guys next week.
Everybody feelings. I don't wanna have to deal with these feelings. Shawty hit it, but she know.